I cannot believe I allowed myself to fall for such a deceptive move. The killer knew I would ask for an alibi. Now, though, a hand. The killer believes that I have extinguished all I wish Monsieur Hastings were here. I know of his want for the same as I. The truth. Now more than my little grey cells working at Monsieur Demire and Mademoiselle Babagna. I am glad to say that they both still have alibis, as the show had just reached its second act. I can be sure that neither was involved. Mademoiselle Farquhar. She claimed that she was in the dark room developing her alibi stands. Monsieur Christiansen, one of my key suspects. But Madame Hélène can substantiate his to see her at the theatre, which leads us to the good Madame Hélène. On a side note, I must make an effort to see her production. From what I have heard, she sounds... The Honorable Bishop Mountjoy. His Compline prayers had not yet... Mademoiselle Warbeck and he were together in what I can only imagine to be an uncomfortable meet. Her innocence has already been confirmed, although upon learning of how she has been treated. Last but certainly not least, and the article in the newspaper documented some heroic speech amongst the House of... And where are we left now? Every suspect seemingly as innocent, but when one looks most innocent, that is when Detective Poirot...
Fast. Everything all right, boy?
I'm afraid things could not be further from all right.
Don't tell me the famous Detective Poirot.
Stumped? No. Perplexed. Perhaps you can be my perfect distraction.
I may not be the celebrated doctor that my father fought for, but I still like to keep up with...
And what is the latest discovery?
This particular article is about the effect of cocaine on the user's body.
What makes you say that?
I wouldn't want my heart beating at the speed of... I haven't actually. I gave him my number and...
You sound...
he probably wants to keep his health issues out of the public eye. Hence me. Do you think there is a... How those little grey cells...
Please, my friend.
You're serious?
At this point, anything is a possibility. I think... Mademoiselle Babagna.
Good morning.
I'm afraid my pleasantries are to be cut short this morning. I have a most...
Just a moment. I'm coming.
What a great commotion coming from...
Ah, Detective, what can I do?
Could you spare a moment of...
Why wouldn't I?
You are...
Are we really
It would help me clear up.
Very well. And then I was speaking with
The editor?
If you say so.
Monsieur...
And why would I? Oh, to thank...
One would think that thanking the man that saved you would be further up your
I'm a very busy man, as I'm sure you understand.
On the contrary, Had Monsieur Demir not been there, with his extensive medical training, and a man of your...
If Monsieur Aylesworth is not prepared to tell the truth, perhaps I can use his own name.
The nurse said herself that I had the heart of a young athlete. It'll take...
Well, merci.
I find myself in a most problematic position. My associate... There must be someone else that I call upon. Someone... The obvious choice would be Monsieur Demir.
Whatever you need.
I must get back to my investigation. Good morning, mademoiselle. My apologies for my earlier departure.
That's quite all right.
The case has taken a direction I had not foreseen.
I will not stand here and listen to you wallow. Go on.
I require a distraction. I promise you will come to no harm and...
Who am I to distract and from what?
Monsieur Aylesworth, I need to gain access to his office without...
Detective Poirot? Preparing to cross the line of law?
Not cross. Merely tiptoe alongside.
I assume you have already devised a plan?
A requested tour of the Royal Society of Art building should give me appropriate time.
Then that is what I shall do.
The door has been left ajar, exactly as required. I could hear Monsieur Aylesworth fumbling around behind his door on my last visit. And I can presume he had something he did not want Detective...
Ah. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Huh.
Voila. I cannot see the logic in this. I should not be surprised by my own. Come now. Think on what has. Is there something I. Come, my little grey cells. Another success. I. Something just does not feel right. Where is the sense in that? This will not get me any closer to my... Magnifique.
Put your hands up and step away from there.
Monsieur, there is no need.
Enough of your phony pleasantries. Let's see what the real police have to say.
The first thing they would notice is the politician aiming his revolver at an officer while they are conducting official police business.
I'm sure they would agree. I have every right to protect myself from a foreign intruder.
If you were to lower the gun, perhaps we could discuss the situation we find ourselves in.
You may have authority in your own country, but not here. Now, explain yourself. You don't know what you're talking about. Enough! How has it all come to this? No, it's not my fault. It's...
It is not too late. Your intentions were good. Scotland Yard will look sympathetically at...
If you had just left that fool Hardwick to it, we wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have to do this.
I have done nothing but remain honorable to my oath to uphold the law. It is Monsieur's choices and actions that have brought us to this point. And he must accept responsibility for what is to come.
Poirot, are you all right?
All the better for seeing you, Hastings.
I was worried I was going to miss him.
Your timing and accuracy could not have been more perfect.
What do we do now?
We take our leave.
And what about him? Will he be okay?
He shall be fine. Although I am not envious of the sore head he will awake to. Come, there is much to tell.
Behind the bookshelf. But I never.
Monsieur Dryden, how are you?
Detective...
Poirot.
Yes, of course. What... She is, but not here, I'm afraid.
Do you know where she is?
She said something about heading back to the museum. For what, exactly?
Forgive me. I recently inherited a number of belongings from a deceased relative, including an undeveloped...
I'd like to help, but there isn't anyone here that...
I'm more than capable, and I'll leave it tidier than when we arrive.
In that case, knock yourselves out. I've got a meeting to run to anyway.
Pardon. Where has this confident and daring version of Monsieur Hastings been hidden?
We all have a hidden side. It's just our own choice of when to show it.
So, our first step is...
Don't tell me there is something the great detective...
I must concede that photography is...
Lucky I'm here, then. We need to start with a tray filled with developing fluid. Next, pour the fixer fluid into another tray, and then add the photographic paper.
I have a newfound respect for those that make such activities look so simple.
Let's just wait until we see the results. It shouldn't take long.
Aha. Huh. Hmm. Aha. Ah. Oh. Oh.
Have you found it yet? You want the photographic fixer?
And how would one know?
It smells like ammonia. Handy, I suppose, when you can't see much in here. We've already been over this, Poirot. I don't want to argue.
I have no intentions of continuing our previous conversation. What we...
She didn't steal the painting, though. We know that.
Her guilt in Mademoiselle Court's mind. Merci.
Okay, I think that's everything. Oh,
Is there a problem?
there shouldn't be, but there must be light coming in from somewhere.
Is that not the point of a dark room? That it will allow...
We need to find where the light's coming in from and damaging the prints.
You continue your work, and I shall find the...
Aha. Hmm.
Monsieur Hastings, may we talk?
I'm in the middle of
I'm a... Merci. Monsieur Hastings,
I'm in the middle.
I'm a...
Mr. Poirot, you are a genius. Mr. Poirot, you are a... That would never have even occurred to me. Look, this photograph is just about finished. Is that?
It appears so.
And what has she got in her hand? That can't be.
The cigarette case that was taken from Mademoiselle Farquhar's luggage on our voyage here. It appears Mademoiselle Farquhar had a much closer relationship with Mademoiselle Courtsmire.
Cousins.
Oui, monsieur. Hastings, I must thank you.
For what? Allowing myself to be enticed by Miss
For saving me from whatever Monsieur Aylesworth and his revolver had planned.
If it wasn't for me licking my wounds, you wouldn't have been there alone in the first place.
And if you were, and not at the Courtsmire estate, we would You are one of the most honest and authentic fellows I have met. You cannot allow a misguided moment of red-blooded
You have never let yourself fall to the wicked ways of the fairer sex.
No. And that is a day I cannot even fathom.